Hello, welcome, and thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gomansing. Topping our newscast tonight, co-workers and the family of a WAPA lineman killed 7 years ago honored his memory during an emotional ceremony Wednesday. Raymond Christian died June 4th, 2007, and his WAPA family unveiled a monument in his honor. News 2's Erica Parsons has the story.
Every day it can be hard for me, especially June 4th, because the memories just come back of how they end up being here and what happened.
7 years to the day Raymond Christian died while on a WAPA assignment, the company's employees honored his memory by unveiling a monument dedicated to him at the site of his last job in Judith's fancy. The ceremony was filled with song and spoken tributes.
Let this be your prayer.
Let this be your prayer.
It was a painful reminder of the man who was gone and the day he died. Friend after friend spoke about his happy nature and his love for the job.
Raymond was so happy to be a WAPA man. So happy. I remember when he graduated from school. He was a very jovial person. Always laughing, joking.
We've been with Lamian. We all just love this work. And we always talking about being WAPA man together. And we did become WAPA man together. He had to love that boy, my son. He was something special, and this was his dream, you know? It's sad how it ended this way, and it hurt us daily.
Raymond's uncle talked about the last time they spoke, and his mother gave an emotional speech talking about the love the line department continues to show her. She called them all her sons and daughters, but June 4th is a day they said they'll never forget.
Every time June 4th comes, I hate it. I hate June 4th because my twins them were born in June, and my children graduate in June, and I just hate June. But you know what? I still stay strong.
WAPA workers presented the boots Raymond never got to wear signed by the line department and invited everyone present to sign the boots that will be encased in glass so his memory will live on. Erica Parsons, News 2.
National Guard soldiers continued training exercises Friday, this time responding to a simulated incident at the Juan Luis Hospital. Soldiers were advised of a severe earthquake that caused major injuries. Juan Luis Hospital activated its command post, while military units medevaced patients and other units provided security.
Today what we're doing is practicing and supporting the hospital from our National Guard Quick Reaction Force. Because of the exercise, because of the earthquake, because of family members not getting the expected medical help that they would need within that particular time frame, folks are going to get a bit disenfranchised, frustrated, upset, and become a little bit unruly. So under that construct, our National Guard Quick Reaction Force will come in, provide a perimeter security around the hospital so that we can then control the environment so that the doctors can get on with the business of saving lives.
Authorities in Puerto Rico issued 72 arrest warrants on Tuesday for suspects accused of operating a drug trafficking ring. U.S. Attorney Rosa Emilia Rodriguez said the group is suspected of generating some 15 million in recent years and operated in several public housing projects in the capital of San Juan. The indictment charges them with conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute crack cocaine, heroin, cocaine, marijuana, and prescription pills. Authorities say 44 suspects have been arrested so far and that at least 6 others are already in prison for other cases. Turn our attention back home. The Senate Committee on Health, Hospitals, Human Services, and Veterans Affairs met in the Fritz Loett's Legislative Conference Room Friday morning. One bill that was considered but faltered was Bill number 30-0102, which would impact the practice of physical therapy. The bill would provide for territorial administrative control, supervision, licensure, and regulation of physical therapy in the Virgin Islands.
This bill is an updating of our laws that have not been updated in 30 years. During this time, the practice of physical therapy has evolved. It has matured. The standards of practice are more well defined and the modalities of treatment are enhanced. So we have to actually update our legislation.
And be sure to count on 2 to keep you updated on that vote. The forum sponsored by the St. Thomas District of the Democratic Party continues. The Senatorial Candidates Forum was held today. Delegate to Congress will be held on June 6, and the Lieutenant Governor Forum will be held on June 6, gubernatorial candidates on June 7th. All will be held at the Windward Passage Hotel. Major topics include economy, education, electoral reform, energy, environment, and more. Now on June 6th and 7th, it's from 10:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. The primaries, meanwhile, are fast approaching and the general elections are not far behind. The Virgin Islands election system is reaching out to voters on what they need to do for a smooth voting process. Here's a broad look at need-to-know information as we head toward voting day. News2's April Knight has details.
Election season is in full swing, and with voting day merely months away, the Virgin Islands election system wants to ensure that Virgin Islanders get to exercise a most sacred right.
Everyone has the right to cast a vote. Everyone has a right to have their vote counted accurately.
The election system put together a calendar for voters to track. The primaries are first up to be held on August 2nd. The election system is accepting applications for absentee ballots for the primaries until July 15th. The deadline to register to vote in the primaries is July 2nd. And if you plan on voting at all in November for the general elections, make sure you register by October 5th. You can file applications for absentee voting beginning September 2nd to October 14th. The general elections are set for November 4th.
Critical point right now is people coming in to update if they have any changes. You know, some people want to change party, they have a change of address, because a change of address impacts where you go to vote.
This year's elections will be using the new DS200 voting machines. Voters are encouraged to go to the different voting demonstrations to make sure they know how to use the new machines on the big day.
All the ballots are fed into the DS200. Whether you come in the office and do a walk-in absentee, or whether you do it at the polling site on the voting day, or you mail it in. Right now they're discussing the spoiled ballots. Right now the policy is going to be you have up to 4 chances to vote, because they know this is a new system.
The election system says register early, go to voting demonstrations, and ask a lot of questions to make sure that neither new technology nor deadlines get in the way of your right to vote. Reporting for News 2, I'm April Knight.
And plenty of information regarding the 2014 elections for voters and candidates that are available on the VI election system website. That's www.vivote.gov. Turning our attention overseas, former allies, now foes. The U.S. and Russia held a quick meeting over the crisis in Ukraine during the D-Day celebrations in France. Tara Mergener has more details from Washington.
President Obama, Queen Elizabeth, and other world leaders stood together for a class photo to commemorate the 70th anniversary of D-Day, and then he walked in. As the leader of one of the Allied powers, Russian President Vladimir Putin was invited to take part in the ceremonies. But the crisis in Ukraine has created a big rift between the U.S. and Russia. This is the first time President Obama and President Putin have come face-to-face since the crisis erupted. They expected they might chat and did speak informally after lunch for about 15 minutes. Moscow says Ukraine must end the violence against citizens who'd rather join Russia, while the U.S. wants Russia to stop fueling the unrest in Ukraine.
There is a great deal of hard evidence that Russia is involved, deeply involved, with the separatists.
The U.S. sees Ukraine's election of Petro Poroshenko as an opening to de-escalate the crisis. And Poroshenko and Putin also met briefly on Friday. A senior Obama administration official says the president leaves Normandy more optimistic diplomacy can work. Tara Mergener for CBS News, Washington.
And keeping our eye on the economy, the Labor Department says the U.S. economy added 217,000 jobs in May, and that's slightly more than economists had expected, but fewer than April. The unemployment rate, 6.3%. Verizon and Netflix are playing the blame game and now getting lawyers involved. It started when Netflix sent a message to customers blaming Verizon's crowded network for poor quality. Verizon fired back, demanding Netflix take that message down or face a lawsuit. In April, Netflix agreed to pay Verizon extra to increase streaming speeds. Here's the New York Stock Exchange with our stock market watch. Everything up, the Dow 88, NASDAQ 22, S&P 8. Coming up on News 2, a new youth organization is trying to make a difference across the territory. The Fixers, as they're called, have pledged to help the less fortunate. Hear what they have planned. Plus, Governor John P. Young Jr. hosted the 25th Annual Employee Recognition Awards ceremony on Thursday on St. Thomas and a similar ceremony today on St. Croix. We'll have highlights from the St. Thomas. For the last time as governor of the territory, Governor John DeYoung hosted the 25th Annual Employee Recognition Awards ceremony Thursday on St. Thomas and Friday on St. Croix. These ceremonies are dedicated to those government employees who have been selected as Employee of the Year by their respective departments and agencies.
The Great Recession wiped out so much, but government workers, government leadership made things go. So as I get ready to give up and go on to something else, and you continue to do the great job that you do, I just want to say thank you, and thank you for the tremendous job that you've done from January 1, 2007, and you will continue to do until the end of this year. Schools have to open, hospitals have to function, law enforcement has to continue to proceed, government offices have to be there, and we have to be there for our community.
Congratulations to all the employees. The VI Port Authority is hoping to add a little boost to the number of airlines flying into the VI, especially St. Croix, with a new incentive. And here's how it works. If an airline adds a new route to St. Croix or to St. Thomas in the off-peak hours, the Port Authority will waive all landing fees and half of all passenger fees for 12 months. The incentive will apply to any new or expanded service to St. Croix or any new or expanded service to St. Thomas in the off-peak hours. UVI's Director of Libraries, Judith V. Rogers, has been named the Caribbean Information Professional of the Year 2014 by the Association of Caribbean University Research and Institutional Libraries. In its awards announcement, the association said Rogers was selected as a professional who made an outstanding national or regional contribution in an area of the information field, as demonstrated by excellence in performance, leadership, research, publication, or a combination of these elements. The association membership includes countries bordering the Caribbean and Gulf of Mexico. Rogers will receive her award along with other Accuril 2014 honorees at the association's 44th annual conference that's set for June 8th to 12 in Nassau, Bahamas. Congratulations to her. The YAG Foundation recognized June 1st as National Cancer Survivors Day and the 2nd as International Cancer Survivors Day. But you can mark this upcoming event on your calendar. Join Yvonne Ashley Galabert of the foundation, known as YAG, the Cancer Support Group, for a fun walk on Saturday, June 14th at 3:15 p.m. from the Juan Louis Hospital to Plaza East and back. It's free. Water will be provided. She says if walking is not your thing or if it's raining, a rainy day, then join YAG's chairside yoga session. That's at 3 p.m. in the hospital's 3rd floor classroom. For more information or to confirm attendance at the walk, you can call 643-3322. A new youth organization is trying to make a difference across the territory. The Fixers, as they're called, have pledged to help the less fortunate. The group assessed the needs of the homeless in Christiansted last weekend, and then on Saturday they'll be collecting food and clothing at the Christiansted Market Square in St. Croix and the Market Square on St. Thomas, beginning at 10:30.
From deodorants to water to clothes to sneakers, this is the items that they needed from the various individuals we met. And I really think we need to try to help that community of people.
My mother always says a cherry can split into 4. Something as tiny as a cherry can be split into 4. So even though I may not have a ton, there are people who don't have any. And I just feel like it is my duty and part of my duty as a Virgin Islander and as a Crucian to give back.
We're going to start off the donation drop-offs at 10:30 a.m. The food drive is initially going to start at 12, where we go to the individuals and we actually hand them the food that's packaged and ready for them. It's a positive movement together for both islands to unite and do the same thing, same time, and same mission.
Good job there, and tune in to News2. We'll keep you updated on the organization. Well, into your health, as our bodies age, So do our teeth. Years of chewing and crunching can take a toll. Marley Hall looks at the best ways to keep teeth strong for a lifetime.
How are you? Good to see you again.
At 38 years old, Jerry LeBrow's teeth are showing signs of aging.
And we could see all the wear going on.
Dr. Mark Lighttongue checks old dental work to make sure it's intact and looks for new problems that might still be small.
Patients can come and get their smaller fillings done routinely instead of being fearful and waiting till these things become catastrophic.
He says regular checkups are crucial, and choosing a dentist who uses new technology can ease the fear of pain and keep the cost down. Many doctors have tools to reduce the pain from shots. They also use lasers instead of knives, and implants, not bridges, replace teeth.
Today we could put in an implant right in that space. These two stay healthy, last for a lifetime.
And what patients do away from the dental office is equally important. Dr. Lighttongue recommends using an electric toothbrush. He advises patients avoid sugar, and for those who grind their teeth while sleeping, wear a night guard.
Hold that thought.
LeBrow sees the dentist every 6 months. He also brushes and flosses every day and rinses after every meal.
Once I'm done, I feel like my mouth is super clean.
He says having healthy teeth is a #1 priority for him. Marley Hall for CBS News, New York.
Be sure to stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.